Inquiry-based learning is a spark for young minds. It fosters curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking. The ecological perspectives emphasize learning and is influenced by the opportunities available to children in their environment. Let's see what inquiry-based learning means. In STEAM education, inquiry-based learning means that the children are engaging in what activity that they are doing. They are being tutored by the teachers, but they learn to argue on a particular problem and then learn from it. They model their scaffolding, engaging, tutoring, and argumentation all incorporated into the 5 topics of STEAM. So children are not just getting answers, they are actively asking questions. They are investigating and building knowledge through hands-on experience. That is inquiry-based learning. Why is inquiry-based learning important? It's more than just acquiring facts. Inquiry-based learning cultivates some essential skills for life. Number 1, critical thinking. This is where the children learn to analyze, question, and form their own conclusions. 2, it helps them to solve problems. It creatively tackles challenges and also finds solutions. It also works on collaboration, teaches children to work together, sharing ideas and learning from each other. It helps in communication, which is a skill that is essential for 21st century education. In this part of communication, they learn to articulate their discoveries and also understand with others. Here, they can also go into arguments, but constructive criticism also will help them to learn. Number 5 is that it sparks curiosity, which is a lifelong drive to explore, learn, and to seek knowledge. Now, let's learn about the inquiry cycle. First is that you ask questions and also you encourage children to ask questions about their world. We can ask them questions as teachers, for example, why do plants grow so tall? And we have to encourage children to ask questions back from us. The second point of the inquiry cycle is to investigate. We have to provide opportunities for exploration and experimentation. Here, the teacher can experiment with different materials, conduct observations, and also collect data together with children. The third point of the inquiry cycle is to analyze. Here, the teacher has to support children in making sense of their findings. We can get them to analyze data, get them to draw, come to conclusions, and also to identify patterns. Now we come to the fourth point of the inquiry cycle, and that is to share. Children are encouraged to share their learning with others. This can be in form of presentations, discussions, and creating artifacts. Now let's look at some STEAM activities for young learners. For science, young children over 6 years old, typically in Sri Lanka, can do building of a volcano and to learn about chemical reactions. They can make slime to explore polymers and also to grow crystals to observe crystallization. STEAM activities for young learners under technology would be coding simple games or animations, building robots with simple materials, or using apps to record data and observations. Under engineering, children can learn to design and build structures with blocks or recycled materials, such as bridges and towers. They can also test the strength of various materials and also create solutions for everyday problems such as garbage disposal. Now, let's move to STEAM activities for young learners under Arts. Creating art inspired by scientific concepts or technological processes could be very exciting for young learners, especially something like making the universe with clay, cloth, paint, etc. Also, using engineering principles to design and build models could be exciting for young learners. Incorporating math concepts into music or dance is also a way of putting out their creativity through arts. Now, let's look at STEAM activities for young learners under mathematics. Building shapes and patterns with blocks or natural materials, measuring and collecting data in scientific experiments, and also creating graphs and charts to analyze results are all ways of using mathematics for STEAM activities. Now, let's look at the sensory activities for toddlers under IBL or inquiry-based learning. So toddlers would be between the ages of 18 months to 3 years. The sensory exploration is where the children will be exploring sounds, textures, and smells in nature. We can have a nature walk and get the children to listen, touch, feel, and smell, and then observe to learn. We can also have open-ended play, that is like building with blocks, creating stories with puppets, where they use their senses to investigate objects. The teacher will be a facilitator. The teacher will provide materials, prompt questions, and also encourage exploration. Now, let's see how we can practice IBL with preschoolers aged 3 to 5 years. We can always encourage them to ask questions like why and how questions about things around the world. Also, we can have mini experiments like mixing colors or experimenting with magnets or observing water flow. We can have imaginative role play, which is exciting for young children. Role playing can be in the form of scientists, engineers, or explorers. Children can also dress up and come, which would make them feel very special. We can also have collaborative projects like building a mini garden, creating a model of a volcano, or maybe designing a solution to a common problem. Now, I have listed out some other activities that toddlers and preschoolers can engage in order to build up IBL. You can have the flower sensory trays, 6 smelly activities, flour and water dough, where the children learn to make dough with flour and water, the popcorn sensors, the sand table, the wave bottle, the rock band, the leaf fall activities, slimy eyes, sensory bag, wet paper exploration, soapy slime fun, shaving cream, the loom band sensory bottle, ice world, homemade finger paint, the ABC sensory table, soapy sensory jars, homemade sandcastles, treasure chest, homemade drums, smelling bottles, the I Spy bottles, alphabet squish, outdoor listening activity, and goopy fun are some of the other activities. Here are some water sensory bin activities for toddlers and preschoolers. Now let's look at some IBL activities for kindergarteners. They are children between 5 and 6 years of age. Here we can get the children to investigate real-world problems. We can get them to plant seeds and observe plant growth. We can get them to build bird feeders with recycled material. And also we can get them to explore concepts like gravity and magnetism with the use of magnets. Also, they love to use technology at this age, and we can use it as a tool for coding robots, recording observations, and collaborating online. And also, we can share their findings by presenting their discoveries to fellow classmates, parents, or the community. Here are some tips for teachers and parents. Follow the child's lead. Let their questions and interests guide the learning. 2. Provide open-ended questions, where you encourage exploration and multiple solutions. 3. Create a safe and supportive environment. Let children make mistakes and learn from them. 4. Use manipulatives and hands-on activities. Make learning concrete and engaging. 5. Connect learning to real-world experiences. Show how STEAM relates to everyday life. 6. Create curiosity and creativity, and also applaud their effort and enthusiasm. Finally, image. A teacher smiling and encouraging a child experimenting with magnets. Here are some tips for empowering educators. Teachers play a crucial role in creating a supportive environment for inquiry-based learning. Here are some key strategies. Asking open-ended questions spark curiosity and invite deeper exploration. Providing diverse materials and resources fuel creative thinking and hands-on learning. Documenting the process teaches children to capture their questions, observations, and discoveries. Reflecting and adapting helps them learn to analyze the learning process and adapt the approach based on children's interests and needs. My call for action to ignite curiosity today. Let's embrace inquiry-based learning and empower young minds to become curious explorers, confident problem solvers, and lifelong learners. Start small, experiment, and watch the spark of wonder ignite. Thank you.